some questions, perhaps a little bit more tangible, perhaps, than some of what things we've been speaking about, which I think are also really important. But one of the things was around public speaking and sort of presentations and stuff, because I know that you are really, really, really good at this, and you've won lots of awards and things for the things that you do in this area. But I wonder, has it been something that you've tried to improve consciously? And if so, like, where did you start on your journey with all this, and how have you kind of evolved, and what kind of learnings, I guess, have you learned along the way?
I'd say for anyone that's got to present, that's another skill that we're all going to have, and particularly if you want to move up the ranks in whatever business, being able to communicate effectively, being able to influence from a stage, presentation, pitch, whatever it is, marketing, sales, even getting buy-in for your ideas, being able to communicate effectively to a group of people or a large room of people is a pretty crucial tool. But honestly, like, we can get into the nuance of it. Again, this is probably an oversimplified answer. It's time on the court. The more you do it, the better you'll get. There are ways to elevate, to accelerate. Maybe, you go deep into storytelling, or you think about posture and breathing, and the tonality of your voice and da-da-da-da-da. There's a whole range of things to become more high performance. But in the beginning, you just got to do it a lot. Again, it's me, I'm going back to this. Just do some push-ups. Just go listen to some creativity, or be around a creative space. Go for a walk in Fitzroy, or Collingwood, or just be around the Cremorne. It's all funky and cool now. You know what I mean? Similarly with public speaking, take opportunities, find opportunities, create opportunities to speak in front of people. Get terrified. Throw up before it if you have to. Freak out about it for 3 weeks. Write 17,000 words for a 2-minute talk and delete it all and start again and stress about it. Go through that process as much and as often as you can, because you will learn more than, again, strategizing or thinking or looking for the 3 top tips or the 6 practical hacks. This is, I think, speaks to, again, kind of in line with this whole conversation we've had today. There's a way of looking at the world, which is, how do I get there by doing X, Y, Z? Yeah, cool. Or just do it. Just get in the game. Just play. And even if you will learn more in one presentation, one keynote, one speech than you will in 50 practice runs. Like, the moment you step up on stage, you're just bang, you're in that learning, and you're freaking out, and you say something good, and then you see someone in the audience and they look at you a particular way, and you're, oh my God, I suck, I've got to get off the stage, it's horrible. And all of this is going on, but you're learning in that. You're learning. And then you get off, and you go, oh my God, kill me. That was the worst thing that ever happened. Someone comes up to you and goes, that was amazing, James. Thanks so much. I love the way you did that. And you're like, what the hell, was I at the same thing?
Yeah.
And you've got to go through that process. And then you do it again. And then you get off one and you go, I nailed that. Like, I absolutely nailed it. And someone comes up and goes, hey man, that really wasn't very good. And you're like, oh my God, I don't even know. I don't know anymore. It's just one of those things that just do it. Do it as much as you can, as often as you can. And it starts as simple as putting your hand up in a meeting, or unmuting yourself on a Zoom call or a Teams call. It's so easy nowadays just to, has anyone got any questions? Tumbleweed. I'll wait for them to ask. I'll wait for them to speak. They're normally the ones that do it. Oh no, it's Tony. He's the rah. They're getting all the benefit. If you don't jump in, they're learning and they're growing in their craft of being comfortable and confident speaking. So it's kind of like, hey, I want to go too. And see that sometimes, like, I try to get people to raise your hand before you've got a question. People say, does anyone have any questions? Yeah, just raise your hand and go, oh shit. And then they go, oh, Mykel, would you, yeah. And you'll surprise yourself. You will come up with something. Like people do. That's what we do. We're so much more gifted and talented and creative and spontaneous than we give ourselves credit for. We just don't put ourselves in the mix enough. We hold back, and now we've got screens and mute buttons, which we can hide behind even more. You know, when it used to be at least rooms where we were in the same room together, you kind of look around and, you know, you'd look down at the table and try to avoid eye contact to not get picked on. Now we can just take our, you know, screen down or whatever, turn our camera off, and we can just hide. And it's like, well, you won't get any benefit from that. You won't grow through that. So I think there's probably never been a better time to learn and grow how to speak in front of people in this kind of weird hybrid Zoomy world, because you can just put your hand up, like just join in, contribute. And then does anyone want to lead this? Who wants to share? I will, bugger it. You're at a conference and you're in a breakout table. Everyone's like, oh, who's going to be the one that report? I will, unless someone else wants to. And you can even say, look, I will. I don't want to, but I want to get better at public speaking, so I'd love to have a go at it, even though I really don't want to have a go at it. You say that, and everyone on the table goes, oh, awesome. Go, James. Yeah, we're behind you. Sure, I wish I had the courage to do that. And you could say, hey, well, maybe I'll do the first one, you do the second one then. And then everyone can grow and learn together. You know, rather than, Tracy, let's just let Tracy speak. And we let ourselves off the hook, but yeah, there's loads of stuff. There are so many things that you can do to really refine your public speaking and become, you know, you can bring all kinds of magic down the track. But to begin with, like a starting point, I really think just do it often, all the time. And these are things that I learned from my music career. A lot of the time, you know, there's practicing at home, there's doing scales, there's arpeggios, there's, you know, listening to tunes, transcribing, working it out. But all of the guys that I looked up to that kind of helped me, guided me on my way, they say, just book a gig, man. Just get a gig. You'll learn more on a gig. Just book as many gigs as you can. Try and do as many gigs. Play to no one. Play on the street. Busk. Play in a shopping center where no one's listening to you. Play wherever you can, because you'll learn so much quicker by being in the game. Yeah. So that's my tip on public speaking.
No, that's really cool. I think it's I like the way you sort of landed that, and sort of the creativity. You've got to be in the game as well, right?
100%.
So it's a similar thing. You're going to best grow your and water the garden of creativity.
That's right.
You know, if you're in there and you're playing the game and you're testing things out. So I think that's super cool.
You're tying it all together, my friend. Yeah.